After the ball is over, after this game is done, after the die lot's finished, and you are short just one, many a knitter has made a tearful and desperate call, pleading with their local yarn shop, go after that ball.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast, episode 387. It is Saturday, February 1st, 2020, as we are recording. We are out of January. Mm-hmm. Wow, okay, already. I'm sorry, I've got
hair.
A piece of hair. There we go. Okay. All right, so welcome here. I am Marlecia, also known as LadyFernaco.
And I'm Tali, also known as Franciscan Gypsy.
We want to welcome all new and returning viewers to the Fun in the Woman Cave. We're glad to have you with us. If you're new, we hope you find something you like and that you will return. And if you are returning, we are always glad to have you back with us for the Fun in the Woman Cave. We would love to have you, if you're still in the shadows, either new or returning, to subscribe to our YouTube channel by pressing the subscribe button and hitting the little bell so you can get notifications. If you like the podcast, please feel free to give us a thumbs up. And if you want to be a part of the alongs, we have a PHN group. It is phnpodcast.freeforums.net. That's phnpodcast.freeforums.net. We'd love to have you there. That's where all the giveaways and prizes and camaraderie and all that kind of stuff happens, okay? We do have an official member.
Yes,
a new
we
one.
do.
And just under the wire today, before the podcast, Patterns...
Like around midnight last...
Pattersona? Pattersona? I'm not sure how you say that.
Pattersona?
Pattersona?
That's how I would probably say it, Pattersona.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe it's the last name and two initials. I don't know. Anyway, we're glad to have you with us. And if you are watching us, please feel free to tell us how we're supposed to say your name.
Yeah.
Okay? Because I don't like to mispronounce names. All right? We don't have any tea today. We did get an early start, but we got sidetracked, and then she got a little bit of vertigo, so we were having to deal with that. It's okay.
That's why the brace is on right now.
Yeah, she's okay. It's just, we knew the symptoms wouldn't go away completely for the vertigo stuff, but it caught us by surprise because she hadn't had any for a while.
Yeah, for a couple weeks.
So we're...
actually, a little bit more than a couple weeks.
Since the surgery, right?
No, I had vertigo on and off that first week, maybe a week and a half.
Oh, okay.
And then it basically had gone away.
Okay.
So,
but
I'm also, getting some of that...
We're having kind of nasty weather, so
I think the weather is setting me off.
Yeah. So okay. So moving on, we do have a new podcast to talk about. Just to give you a heads up about, one of our own PHNers has a podcast. I think she's been doing it for a while, but I'm not sure I was aware of it before. Anyway, it's a short podcast. At least when I see it, it's been short. Very sweet and fun. She's very enthusiastic, and that's Crafting Trooper. That's Linnea. So she gave me a really nice shout out, and she gave PHN a nice shout out. So
thank you, Linnea.
Yeah, if you want to have another podcast to add to your viewing, she is a short podcast. She usually runs between 3 and 15 minutes, as far as I've seen. I haven't seen a whole bunch of them yet because I just found her. Mm-hmm. But they're short. And so, I think she does them late at night. She has something called Jammy Talk. I think it's called Jammy Talks. At first I thought she said Jamie Chats or something like that.
That's what I thought it was at first.
But it's I think she means she's in her pajamas. But at any rate, it was fun, and I appreciate the shout out. And check it out if you have the chance, okay? She'd love to see you, I'm sure. And she does a lot of things. She does knitting, crocheting, loom knitting, cross stitching. I don't know what all she does on the podcast, but I know she does that in the group. So, yeah, okay. All right, so I guess that goes right into whips.
Oh, wow, already?
Do you have anything you want to say?
Did we do all of our longs?
Oh, we didn't. That's right.
I'm like, there's no way in 4 minutes we hit our intro.
Yeah.
Our intro usually goes at least half an hour. We're only drinking water this time. First of all, we got distracted, and then vertigo.
I think I said that.
Did you?
I did. That's okay. A little bit of brain fog along with the vertigo, apparently. So, but you're right. We do have to go into the old and new charities. Let's see here.
Yes, I know I'm wearing the same clothes. I did change in between.
The first month of our longs is finished. I can't believe how fast it's going. I do want to thank all our moderators who've been keeping up with things. Rena, you've been absolutely amazing.
Yes, you have.
Catching things. I get tagged by Rena every time she does something like that, so I'm well aware of what she's doing, and she's done a fantastic job, as all our moderators have.
Yeah, you guys are super.
We can't keep...
Our moderators and our not
Unofficial
moderators, but
not moderator, not moderator.
the ones who, you know who you are.
You know who you are. The ones of you who are...
Step up to bat and still give us a hand.
Yeah, we know who you are, and you know who you are, and we are very appreciative of you.
And we all know who you are and love you.
Yes, and our whole group is amazing.
Yes.
So, anyway, we thank them for all the things that they do. I don't know who let our newest member in. Around midnight, I'm thinking...
Around the time it was... Well, that could have been either Patty or
Valeria. Yeah, they're usually up at that time.
Well, because Valeria, it's not super, super late on her end of the world.
No, I think it's around... Is she 5 hours ahead of us or 5 hours behind us? Hold on, 2 o'clock in... No, she would be late. If it was midnight, she'd be 5 o'clock in the morning.
So it depends if she's an early riser.
Yeah, because when Dan and Kay do their pop at 2, it's only 9 o'clock over here. In the morning.
But Valeria's not in England.
No, but she's got the same... It's the same... almost the same time.
Oh, is it?
It's forward.
Oh, okay.
So... And then... Now... Patty could well have been up.
Yeah, Patty tends to be up.
Yeah. Or Rena. I don't know what time Rena goes to bed, but she might have been up as well. So anyway, thank you to whoever it was who let the new member in. All right.
Who let the member in?
Who let the member in? Who? Okay, yes, that is a very, very bad reference. Musical reference. Okay. PHN Ready, Set, Go, Cal, Lao 2020 is in its second month now, and we have wonderful, lovely co-hosts, the Cozy Up Knit ladies. That is Jamie, Sarah, Chrissy, and Katie. And I'm sure I got the twins in the wrong order, but anyway, and I know Sarah's on one end and Jamie's on the other, but when I watch them, they are fantastic, and we love them, and they are very prolific. They have a new shawl out. I think it's called Winter Peace, and it's got a discount on Ravelry and on Lovecraft, and it's really pretty. I don't usually like tassels and things like that, but they're not, or fringe, but the tassels look really pretty. They're very elegant in the way that they're tied. I think that was the time Sarah was showing a few episodes back how to do those tassels, and they're very nice. They remind me of what you see sometimes on those drapery ties where you tie them and you have the little tassels at the end. They're really pretty. Anyway, the shawl is like, I don't know how much it's off, but I think it's 25% off. It's quite a discount, and I picked it up because I wanted it. So you might want to check that out but anyway, they are our co-hosts, and they are amazing. This along runs January 1st, 2020 through March 31st, 2020. No previous whips are allowed in this, and no longer any frogs. It is now February 1st, so it's just projects that have been started January 1st or later, plus the whips from those new starts, okay? And it's 1 whip per project per week, and the FO whenever it's finished. The featured patterns, any Cozy Up Knit patterns in a finished object, any Franciscan Gypsy design pattern in a finished object, my shawl in a finished object, also my yarn in a finished object.
But it must be started
no earlier than January 1st, and it must be a finished object to have the double chance at a prize. If you use my yarn with any of the featured patterns, then you've got 3 chances at a prize. You are responsible for your multiple postings, okay? The rules at the Cozy Up Knits, in the Cozy Up Knits group may be slightly different, so you need to make sure you check before you do any multiple postings or anything like that. I don't think they're doing that over there. You might want to check, okay? Chatter pictures are all on the same thread, and it's knit, loom knit, or crocheted, okay? If it uses any less than 50 yards, please do multiple projects in the one post. You guys have been fantastic about that. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We do have some prizes, but I don't have them with me at the moment. I know it's February 1st, but I'm really badly organized.
February 1st.
It
Oh,
is
it is
February
February
1st.
1st.
Mm-hmm.
Oops.
Okay, let's see here.
It's your birthday. You'll do what you want to.
Well, it was my birthday. Thank you for the good wishes that were given to me on my birthday. I appreciate it. Thank you. The hashtag for us on Instagram.
And happy birthday to the member who had a birthday.
Yes,
We will
that
not mention
person-
your name because I'm not sure how you feel about mentioned
Yes.
in that context on the podcast.
on the podcast. She was mentioned in the group, and if you want to wish her happy birthday, it's there. Okay.
I know not everybody likes their birthday now.
Yes, that's true. And but she deserves wishes,
Even if it's
even
obliquely.
if it's even if it's off grid, so to speak. All right. Our hashtag is hashtag PHN Ready Set Go 2020 on Instagram. And the Cozy Up Knits is hashtag Cozy Up Knits Ready Set Go MAL, M-A-L, okay? Let's see. The charity along, the prizes are essentially the same, but this is our year-long Cal Lao, all right? The featured patterns and yarns are the same in terms of my yarns, my pattern, Talia's patterns, as long as it's going to charity. Up through February, and Laura Concert's yarn and patterns, okay, is also, as long as it's going to charity. That is Lollipop Girl Yarns. I think it's Lollipop Girl
I
Yarns.
think it's like yarns.
She is everywhere on she's you can find her on Instagram, you can find her on Ravelry, you can find her on Facebook, and in our group. So her patterns, her yarn, my yarn and pattern, and Talia's patterns, if you're doing it for charity, are eligible for 2 chances at a prize for the finished object. And if you make it so either of the featured yarns is done with either of the patterns, like the last along, it's 3 chances at a prize, you are responsible for your multiple postings. The other way of getting multiple chances for the prize up through February 24th, Brittany has a charity going on. We are collecting dishcloths for her church, okay? They're doing some kind of collection with these dishcloths for her church. It needs to be to Brittany by the 24th of February. So you can contact her in order to know where to send them.
I think she said Facebook is the best way to get a hold of her.
Right. And I know Laura Concert is also collecting for that purpose for Brittany. So you have that. We can send them, but if you want to send them to us, but
I think it might be a more timely fashion.
yes,
Because
we are sending some out on our own, but if you miss that window, we might not get it off on time. So, but that is very worthwhile. So if you want to do that, that will be eligible for 2 chances at a prize up through February 24th. But you have to say that they are going to Brittany, okay? All baby items in this charity along are eligible for 2 chances at a prize for the finished object as well, okay? Let's see. Everything else remains the same, pretty much. The hashtag is PHN 2020 PHN Charity 2020, isn't it? Rana, do you remember what it is?
I feel like it might be.
I think it's PHN Charity 2020.
I feel like it might be because I used it for that hashtag when I
think that's what it is. PHN Charity 2020. Because I usually put the year after what the charity the along is. So it's PHN Charity 2020 on Instagram. Okay.
That sounds right, but
and we do have a few prizes for this that I know off the top of my head in my notes. Looney Hiker, who is Pat, very generously donated one of her
PHN Charity 2020.
PHN Charity 2020 hashtag is okay. Yeah. Looney Hiker Pat has very generously donated one of her patterns for this along to one lucky winner, and you can find it either on Ravelry or Lovecrafts, which is amazing. We have a Knit Baby book and a Knit Baby book kind of a set type of thing, okay? And those are the prizes for that. All right. Now, yeah, I'll show that during acquisitions. Okay. Now I think we're
Let me bring up my show notes again.
okay. Because you have 8, you have to go first.
Yes. Oops, wrong one.
And since this is not strictly speaking an acquisition, you saw it before, Talia blocked my shawl, and it feels amazing. It has the best drape ever. I absolutely love the colors, and she made me the mitts that I showed you before. It's this color, this kind of variegated, so it matches my shawl. I'm gonna have to make sure I wear something I can wear this with to church.
I mean, if you wear something that's dark like this, or something
black or blue or green,
yeah,
I can do it. So.
Okay, so the first one I'm going to show you is in my TARDIS Bigger on the Inside bag by Ploverbird. This is the Bonfire Wrap, which is the Dobbinwood pattern by K.F. Jones, Baker Bears fame. Using Miss Babs Yowza and the colorways Wanna Go Crazy, and then a brown I can't remember the name of. Now I found a loose tag of Miss Babs that said espresso, so it might be espresso, but it might also belong to another yarn.
I actually put that in my cart when I was looking at getting some Miss Babs. It's very pretty for the minis.
And then the Dragonfly, it's from an orange yellow kit from the Rodeo kit.
That's looking really pretty. Did you do a lot of progress or no?
A fair amount. I've been mostly wanting to knit color work, so this gets knit on when I'm tired and can't focus.
Did you split for the?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I think I hadn't quite split last time. So
I really like those colors. I'm not. A big...
And the fronts go pretty quickly usually,
right,
until I get it to lace, and it's a little slower. But
I'm not a big fan of these colors in general, but I do love autumn colors for wearables. They're pretty.
And this is right in my color.
Your wheelhouse. Your color wheelhouse. See what I did there?
Yes, I did. So. Once I have this done, and after I block this, then I can wear this and block the other one.
Right.
Because I haven't been blocking the blue one because I haven't wanted to lose the use of it that long.
And I'm wondering if that might have caused your vertigo this morning too, with all the things you were busy taking things up from the floor, unblocking, taking the pins out of this and stuff like that.
Yeah, I was getting this off the floor for blocking. I was setting up for the podcast. We've got weather coming in. I think maybe I just pushed things physically a bit much.
Next time you have blocking like that, I didn't want to touch it because I didn't know if you were ready to do it. Next time I'll do it. Okay. All right. Yeah, one more.
Oh, yeah.
Twice.
In my Silver Shed USA Tree Frogs bag is my Buttercups and Bluebells Field, which is the On the Fourth Floor by Simone Carite. This got a little bit of work done. Mostly on Sunday, I think.
And that's the same as this, right?
Yes.
Yeah. It's turning out really pretty.
So, slowly but surely. This one will be just a fun one to have.
You won't get lost, that's for sure. The only thing you're missing is a bright neon orange.
I usually wear this.
Or pink.
I mean, I could wear this with any of the colors in here, but I can see myself mostly wearing it with the yellow.
You can almost even wear it with what you have on. I mean, it's just the blue is a little bit,
I wouldn't wear it with what I have on. I feel like it's in the right color area, but it doesn't really match.
Well, who said knitting has to match?
I don't want to... It is... I might wear it around the house like that, but I wouldn't necessarily wear it out like that.
I get that.
But this does go with a bunch of things. At least a bunch of things in my wardrobe.
Oh, black, yellow, blue, green.
Yeah.
Neutrals.
So yeah.
Okay.
And it goes with the hat that I have that I really based it off of anyway.
Okay, my first one is in my Mama C. Owls bag. This makes me giggle. You'll see why later on. I love this bag. Owl bag. Because I don't have any owl bags. Okay. This is my September the Baby Turtle project from the Biddy the Bashful Baby Turtle pattern by Talia Fernandez. And I finished the shell and stuffed it. So, okay. And I finished... I made this mistake, so did I say this already? I don't remember.
I don't remember.
I made these feet, but it's not the color I wanted. So I made, this is for the twin. So I had this made for the twin. And then I went ahead and I got these done for this one, the feet. So all I have to do for Biddy right now, I think, is the head, right? Oh no, I'm doing right now the
You should have a tail too.
Do I? On Biddy? Okay.
Hang on. Never mind. No,
I'm sure
never mind. That's Tara.
Okay. I'm doing the little bottom here.
He pulls his tail in. I forgot.
So this is the bottom, and then I have the head, and I can sew it up, and I'm done. And I can start on the next one because I want the twins.
It's been a little while since I made
I was like,
video. I made Tara more frequently.
Chrissy and Katie. They might not be amused.
I think they would be.
So
Not the right colors, though.
no. Well, one of the girls likes green.
Okay.
Is it Katie or Chrissy who likes green?
Oh, I'm not up enough in the podcasts
I don't know.
to remember.
No. So anyway, I'm excited about this. It's fun, and
I feel like the one who sits Jamie, purple, green.
So I think that's.
I think. So I'm not sure.
I was listening to them this morning, and when I watched them, I thought the twins switched, but I'm not sure.
They might switch positions sometimes.
That's not nice for my old brain. Okay, your turn.
Okay, so
My lovely Albad.
this got a little bit of work. I need to find the bag. But there it is. In my Silver Shed USA Peanuts Christmas bag is
I made a bit of progress on that one, right?
just a little bit. Sorry, I had to scroll this down back. Davina's Blue Christmas. It's the Christmas Stocking Timeless Christmas by Pattern Duchess, and then I just put in some of the charts from my big collection of Scandinavian charts by Mary Jane Mucklestone. So, using LadyFernaco Creation Sports, Quicksilver, and then it's several blues.
That looks pretty.
So the first set of little dogs is done. And then they'll go the opposite direction.
Oh, I see them now. They look like little terriers.
Yeah, they're little terriers.
Okay.
They'll go the other direction after I finish the snowflakes below them.
That's gonna be so pretty.
So,
She'll love that.
and I'm hoping when I block it, it'll stretch a little bit.
That's really pretty.
So, it's very much individualized to her.
Yeah, she got to pick all the patterns.
I left the top two alone. I told her I wanted to keep those on there. But I gave her options because I didn't want complete carte blanche. I knew what could fit in the stocking, and she didn't necessarily know. So I gave her several choices that would fit within my stocking parameters, and I let her choose. I already kind of had an idea of what I wanted to do, and she liked what I suggested.
She's pretty easygoing about it. You gave her choices, so she was able to pick some things. And it was more than she had with the other one.
Yes.
So, yeah.
And I enjoy this much more than I was enjoying the other one that I was trying to work. So, this pattern, I feel like this might have been a Knit Picks pattern.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
I don't remember where you got it. I just remember that you...
But whatever I put into this pattern, knitting it twice is paid for. Even though if it hasn't, I haven't done it completely the way it was written the second time.
It doesn't matter. You have one more, right? Oh,
No, those are two. Wait.
no, you have 3 down there, right? You did 3 patterns?
Oh, yeah, I did.
Yeah. This is your last one for twice.
Yeah. So, let me try to remember which bag, because I moved some of my bags around. I think this might be where I moved this. Let me see. No, this is not where I moved that. Okay.
What are you looking for?
Hold on. I know what I'm looking for. I just had to find it. Okay, this is it. Because you didn't know me where I moved bags to. This is a Cloverbird frogs bag. I'm not even sure if I picked it up or if someone picked it up for me.
Oh, did you win it?
I didn't usually win Ploverbird. Although, sometimes I used to pick up Ploverbird regardless of whether or not.
Yeah.
Just because I liked the way she made bags.
Yeah. It's like fat frogs, skinny frogs.
They're just frogs.
They're musical frogs is what they are, and pirates and cowboys. Maybe they're like Halloween. I don't know.
They're just a bunch of frogs
They're fun.
hanging out.
They're fun.
So, in my frogs bag, by Ploverbird is... Sorry, to find my place. Christmas bird ornament.
Oh, you started it.
Oh, this has been going for a while. By Arne Carlos. The red is dragonfly,
Oh, it's an ornament.
Airport hot
It's an
sauce.
ornament, not the little thing you got.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Not sure what little thing you're talking about.
The little bird ornaments.
Oh, no. And then this is some gold yarn that Brittany got me. This
And
was
Brittany is B-Wing.
Yes. This has been going for a little while. You're not going to really be able to see what it is yet because it goes over 2 needles and it's still building.
What goes over 2 needles?
The bird pattern.
Oh, okay.
So, you just can't really tell yet what it is.
It looks pretty, though.
So this got a little bit of work.
Oh, nice.
I'll probably try some of the other ones that are different shapes. After I finish this one, because I did get both free and not free some more ornament patterns.
All right.
That are interesting shapes, not just the ball shape.
Okay.
That are also color work.
In my... There it is. In my Silver Shed USA... What was that?
Oh, it was my... It gives me a reminder about an hour before I need to even worry about it, about medicine.
Oh, okay. In my Silver Shed USA... Hi, Ann. Lovely Ann Brody. Caterpillar's bag is my... or bookworm, or whatever you want to call it. Little Boy Blue Baby Hat Project by the Hand Knit Pull-On Baby Hat Pattern by Ray of Hope. And this, I'm using knit picks for this. I did some progress on this, but every time I measure it, this is just one of those patterns that just, and I mentioned this last time we talked about it, it just doesn't seem to grow. Let me see how many inches. I'm going for 10 inches. Oh, I don't have my thing in here. Okay, I'll measure it later. But it must be getting close to 10 inches at this point. And I think the colorway is Sky Blue Knit Picks. It's the needle size of size 7s. I don't particularly like, I love my Chow Gu red lace circulars, but I don't particularly like for this particular one. I think they're just called reds. Or just lace. I
think they're called red, or I can't remember.
Yeah, there's a difference, and I didn't know it at first, and this one has a bend in it. I really don't like that bend, but they're Chow Gu needles, and I do love the needles, so, and the cord. So I put up with the bend when I have all my other needles and other projects.
Yeah, somehow or another I managed to avoid picking up any of those ones with the bend, partially because for a while I was mostly picking up interchangeable.
Yeah, I don't care for interchangeables.
I've come to prefer if they're not interchangeables, but because I also tend to have a lot of projects on the go at once, having some interchangeables in stashes has been a good thing.
Well, I still have some. I just don't. I think I have a whole set of interchangeables, but I don't use them very much. I don't like interchangeables that much. Okay.
Okay, so in my Silver Shed USA knitting bag, is St. Cuthbert's Cap by Linda Moss. Using Miss Babs. Yeah, I was in the colorways Obsidian. I guess that's the only one that's Miss Babs. Okay. In the colorway Obsidian, Dragonfly Fibers in the colorway Airport Hot Sauce, LadyFernaco Creations in the colorway Bare Necessities. So
that's looking really pretty. A lot prettier than I thought it was. I think the pop of white really does it.
And I'm headed in soon. I think next row might be another pop of white coming up.
And I'm not saying that, because of my yarn, but because it's so dark and it's just enough that it's like, okay, And
I knew this was going to be dark. The shawl that I'm making it to go with
it's very dark.
It's very dark.
Yeah. And it's very pretty.
But I wanted something to go with that shawl that was also color work.
I like it.
So,
I think the gray, even a light gray like my Silver Bells, would have still been too dark.
And I almost put a yellow in there, but I felt like it would be just no. So I'm glad I went with white.
It would have been jarring.
Yeah.
Not popping, but jarring.
So,
okay, I guess it's my turn again.
I just need to find my...
I'm sorry, guys. I don't know if I slept wrong, but I'm a little sore on my shoulder there, so I'm just...
What did I do with my...
What are you looking for?
My needle minder. I know this is for the one that I have been... Oh, hang on. Maybe I had the one that had been... Okay, there's my needle minder.
Okay.
Just want to make sure that this wasn't the needle minder for the one I was working on.
All right, in my Silver Shed USA Woodland Creatures medium bag, this one I won from the Turbo Knitter. I think this is medium bag. I love this. I won this a long time ago. It was actually...
It would have been early on in our Silver Shed.
It was, I don't know how it was, but it was actually something to do with Leading Men Fiber Arts.
Oh, yeah, I seem to remember that.
I worked on this yesterday while we were watching a Humphrey Bogart movie, and I
could hear Humphrey Bogart's voice every once in a while, so I knew you were watching some Bogey.
For our date night. So this is a dishcloth that is meant to go to Brittany. Can you see it?
Yeah, you can see the pattern.
This is
it almost looks crocheted.
It does, but it's not. Here, you can see it better this way. Okay. This is not the Wallace. This is a Simon. A Simple Simon. No, it's a Simon pattern. I'm calling it Simple Simon. This is a really nice pattern, and you know, Patty had done several Wallaces and was doing the Simon, and she was finishing them real quick. I'm like, why am I not working on this? And I must have done like 6 rows or 7 rows while I was watching the movie, and that was with interruptions, and you know, you stop or whatever. So it does work up pretty fast. I think I'm about maybe halfway finished.
And when you look at it closer, you can tell it is knit, not crochet. It's just when you give it a quick glance, it almost looks crochet.
Yeah, I really like this pattern, and so hopefully this one will be finished to go to Brittany before the 14th. I mean, before the 24th. I think I'll probably send it off no later than about the 21st.
Okay.
Or maybe the 20th even, because it has to get to her. So that's that.
So, speaking of Brittany stuff, that leads me on to my next one. In my Silver Shed...
Just a second, I'm sorry, Ty. I wanted to say that's by Smells Like Yarn, who is Ross Rochester.
Okay, in my Silver Shed USA Star Wars Rebel Scum bag
Rebel Scum
is the Byzantine Dishcloth by Erica Jakowski. Excuse me. I'm using Knit Picks Dishy in colorways Clarity and Azure. It's a free pattern on Knit Picks, and this is for comforting crafts as well for Brittany. And
looks pretty.
Started this last night.
I'm waiting for my cotton yarn to come in, because the yarn I have doesn't work really well for that right now.
You can kind of see the pattern pop up.
It's pretty.
It is a lot more subtle than my last combination.
But I like that. It's pretty. It's classic. If you had a little darker blue, it'd be like the Wedgwood.
Yes, this is... I might not have... In retrospect, maybe not quite as light a blue. I mean, the pattern still shows up.
It's almost an aqua.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really pretty.
And then maybe next time I'll flip colors.
I mean, do it with the background, the color.
Because I'll have enough. I mean, it doesn't take up that much.
No.
And it'll be more for Brittany's thing.
And
it works up pretty quickly. And I thought that the yarn would bother me more. But it doesn't seem to be. Because, you know, usually I don't care for cotton. But I think maybe partially it might also depend on the project I'm working on.
Yeah, I might have to try it, but I'm getting some I Love This Cotton in.
And if you like I Love This Cotton, that works.
I mean, I assume the I Love This Cotton will work as well, even though it has more of a drape for
I Love This Cotton is also a little more expensive.
Yeah. I mean, I may pick up a couple of, just one of 2 different colors of Dishy to try it.
I also have, using a card I got for my birthday, I have a few more colors coming in. Like, I have, it's combinations where it's like a darker of the one form color with a lighter of that same color, so they can go together. I feel like I have maybe like a yellow and white, and then maybe like a... I can't remember the combinations I had.
Okay.
You guys will see it when they come in.
Alright. In my Kikiboo Owls bag, Holiday Owls bag, is my yet-to-be-named Preemie Hat project, 'cause I'm lazy and I haven't named it yet. It's a baby hat. I have to take a picture of this one so I can put it in the package for Kim. But this one is going to Kim as well. I did do some work on this. See, much quicker than this one. So this one has got some work. And this is Hobby Lobby. I love this yarn in, I forget what this is called, something stripes. And this has been many hats, this yarn. So, yeah, it's not a whole lot to say about this. Cindy wood loom, and I just work on it when I can because it's nice, just round and round and round. Just make sure I don't skip a peg, you know. So, that's it.
That's me again. So I'm going to bring up actually my other pattern because I think I talked about this one last time, but you didn't necessarily get to see the picture really well.
Yeah, that's really pretty. That's nice.
So
You started it already, so.
I started and both of these yarns came in with birthday money yesterday, and I started them last night. This is Bread Warmer by Karen Demiller Lawrence. It's another Knit Picks pattern, but this one I believe I had to spend for. And I got the yarn that it called for, which is Knit Picks Cotlin. There was a sale on the Cotlin as well.
Right. Oh, is it called Cotlin?
Yeah, it's called cotton linen.
That's pretty.
So this is Raindrop, and this is Swan. And Swan kind of has almost a bluish.
It's kind of it's like my it reminds me of my Silver Bells.
And I'm not sure if it also seems to be taking some of the color because it's next to it.
I think it does. I mean, this is one of those colors that can, you know, if you put it next to something, it's gonna have that tinge.
But
Tinge by association.
Oh wait, sorry. This isn't the Cotlin. This is the cotton. Sorry.
What? Oh, that's the dishy.
This is the dishy. Sorry, brain broke. Which is also a pretty color, but
yes, it is.
That was the.
It did look a little different from what you showed me.
Yeah, sorry. This is the Swan.
But I didn't pick up on it. But it does. You'll see, it looks slightly different. The color. Bag is in it.
And actually, it's not the Swan. That's Clarity. That's why it has a little bit of blue to it. That makes more sense. Sorry. Let me bring out the right bag. My brain apparently is not working.
That's okay. Do you need me to get something?
It's in the seat bag. Okay. I just couldn't remember where the bag was. Okay,
that's
Raindrop.
Yes, that's the blue.
Swan. That's right. Swan being more of a white.
White, yes. Cream color.
That explains why the other one didn't work as well. Or would seem more blue. Clarity would be more blue. That also explains why this contrast isn't quite necessarily as much. You have a blue with a lighter blue.
Right, right.
But this and the pattern, I just went with the colors in the pattern because both Mom and Dad liked that.
And our kitchen's that color. With a little bit of like a dusty rose.
So it's
I like that.
Here's another picture. It's made to have it has this little pocket in there, and you're supposed to put like a heated stone in there.
I bet you could put one of those.
They hold a clay tablet or small buckwheat pillow that'll keep your bread out of the oven warm.
Buckwheat?
Yeah.
Huh, okay. Because I was saying maybe one of those things that you heat up for your shoulder or something.
Yeah.
Can
And you just slide it in there and it can keep your bread warm. So that might be good for like Thanksgiving dinner or something like that, where you want to keep your bread warm.
So you haven't started the color yet on that?
No, I had to go for a little bit on the seed stitch. And this would be something I knew that Mom probably would never make because she doesn't like seed stitch.
Not this particular moment.
So, and I don't have any problem with seed stitch.
I mean, I can do it, I just don't care for it.
Well, you don't enjoy it, and there's no real point in it. But yeah.
On Kay's Dalvin, when I'm doing garter with her seed stitch.
So, yes, this is the Cotlin.
Kay's going to call me a heathen. It's really pretty.
And this is a DK weight. Well, the other one's worse.
And this still has that kind of a cottony feel to it.
It does.
But
well, cotton kind of takes over the feel of whatever it's in.
Well, I'm not a big fan of linen either. It's just I like.
But I kept the composition that they had because I
absolutely.
figured that might have something to do with wicking.
Oh, absolutely, I would do that if I were to do that. I would do it with that blend because that's what it calls for. It's a specific thing.
Yeah, it's not like some clothing or something like that. This is for covering bread, and I figure it's probably good for having the crumbs not necessarily stick to the bread.
Yeah, whatever reason.
Or to the thing.
There's a reason she chose that.
Right. I figure for something when you're just covering food, I'm gonna stick with what it tells me.
It's not like it's that hard to work with.
Yeah.
And it's actually, you know, for the blend, it doesn't bother that much.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Allergies or something. I'm going to give myself the hiccups. Okay. In my Silver Shade USA Owls bag with the Venus artwork, It's a new project, and this would be a lot further along, except I kept missing my increase rows. I finally put in stitch markers, but I did a lot. I would have been maybe double this far. This is a shawl. This is the, I wanted another one. It's a scrap shawl project by Anastasia Zattel.
Oh, yeah. It's one of those things, like, it looked like it's a nice shawl, but I tried to make it one time. I just don't enjoy crocheting that much.
It falls on your shoulders really nice. This is Miss Babs. I don't know what this colorway is. This one I think is rust. So I'm doing, it's very similar, but this one's a lot less variegated. I had reishi in here as well.
It would have been too much.
Ty and I looked at it together and we're like, And this is a really quick knit. Like I said,
It's not knit at all.
I mean crochet. I could have been at least double this by now. It's just that fat. But I kept missing my, see where the increases are here, where the spines are? I kept missing it, and I had to go back. And I didn't tear it out all the way. I just went, because with crocheting I can do this. I just went back to that point, and we started. Finally, I said I'm putting markers in because I don't even use the pattern. It's very intuitive. I just go.
And you know that's intuitive if Mom doesn't use the pattern, because usually she tends to stick with the pattern.
Yeah. So, and I did several test knits when I first got on Ravelry and started doing patterns for Anastasia Zattel when she was doing a lot of crochet stuff. I love her patterns. They're very easy to follow. I don't wear all of the shapes, but I like following her patterns. And this is probably my favorite of hers. So
I'm kind of surprised you only have one of them.
yeah, I am too. I think I got sidetracked because I have a couple other ones, like the one I made for Mrs. Casto.
Right.
I made a couple of those.
I forgot that was her.
Huh?
I forgot that was
No,
her.
it's not. No, I'm saying I got sidetracked.
But I forgot. Oh, okay. So it wasn't the same design.
No. I got sidetracked with that, and then the bubbles wrap. And then along came an infamous Cerebel pattern that I just
And
did
then
for everything.
that did you in.
Yeah, so that's why I kind of got sidetracked. But this is a really easy crochet. Crystal, chronically crocheting. I know you're at your grandkids right now, but if you see this, you were wondering about doing a shawl that maybe you can do for your monthly stash buster. This is really easy. It's pretty, and I think you'll love it. This might be something that you can do for your February stash buster. That's what she did with the wheel. This time it came up a shawl. And I might have to start another one so I can, because this one started before February 1st. So, okay.
Okay, so let me slip this stitch. Okay. My last one, and you're all done, right? My last one is in, dug out all the old bags, my Knit Picks Birds on a Wire bag.
I have a lot of silver shed this time around.
Not Knit Picks. Why did I say Knit Picks? Plover Bird. Birds on a Wire bag. And
It's the cutest bag. I like to think that's a plover bird, even though I'm sure it's not. Probably a dirty pigeon.
Probably. So this is from using birthday yarn that you guys saw last week. This, I call this Soft Birthday Cowl. And it took me a while to find the pattern I wanted to, but this is Fair Isle Cowl by Gundren Johnson.
Gundren?
Yeah, Gundren. Gundrun. It's a Vogue knitting pattern. Which I don't usually like their stuff, but I did like this. It was hard to find something in the weight of yarn I had and the amount of colors that I had that was a cowl, but also color work. Because this yarn is Cloudborn limited edition alpaca silk wool worsted, and I wanted that to be something around the neck. It seemed to be a waist for a hat or something like that, not to mention it would lose its shape. So the colorways are Cardinal, Natural, and Dark Teal. And yeah, so I did eventually find this pattern, and I really like the way that
is pretty.
It is working on.
I like the fact that the teal, it's not that bright blue that kind of make it look almost like a team rah thing. This teal is really a teal. It's almost a federal blue. It's very pretty.
And then, so I'll finish this red section. Then I go back into blue again, and then I go back into red, and then it ends up.
How wide is it going to be?
I'm guessing about there.
Okay.
But it's kind of addictive, as you can see, the fact that I've finished as much as I
It's
have.
really soft.
It's really
It's
soft.
really soft.
And I just love these colors together. I was a little concerned about them because they were like, well, I was afraid. It sounds stupid. It's like I'm looking like I'm wearing an American flag.
No, that's why I said it looked like a team.
Yeah, but
like the Patriots or the Texans or something like
but
that.
it's turning out that it's just looking really classy.
I think it's the blue, the shade of the teal, and the shade of the red.
Right, it's not a bright.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I mean, it's bright, but it's not like it's a certain shade. Mm-hmm. It's a little more muted.
Mm-hmm. Which has to be when you're doing red, white, and blue shades together.
Yeah. So that's just turning out really well.
I like that a lot.
And like I said, the pattern is quite addictive.
I like that. That's really pretty.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I'm glad. Thank you, Mom, for this yarn, because I might not found the cow pattern if it wasn't for the yarn, because I was looking for something specifically for this yarn.
And now you have it for that.
Yes. Now this yarn, it says worsted, but it's probably more like a DK sport.
Cloudborne tends to be a little bit thinner.
Because this pattern calls for either a DK or sport weight yarn. I can't remember which. So I decided I had enough yarn and I decided to go up a needle size. That made it too loose. So I went back to needle size required by the pattern, and it's perfect. Mm-hmm. So it is more like the weight that's in the pattern, which makes me grateful I didn't actually grab a worsted weight pattern.
Right. Because when I was using Cloudborne, when I was using it for dyeing, when I was starting out, people had told me that, especially the sport weight, but it tends to be just a tad thinner.
So yeah, just to keep in mind, if you're working something with Cloudborne, it might behoove you to kind of keep in mind it seems like they tend to be a little lighter.
Swatch.
Yeah.
Do a gauge swatch. It's the yarn is fantastic. Cloudborne is absolutely fabulous
and this
yarn.
is very soft, and because I was actually looking at more of their colors initially when I thought that I wouldn't have enough I wouldn't find something with only 3 colors. But I'm glad I didn't have to, because I couldn't find anything else would taken away. I was looking at grays and things like that, but anything else would taken away from this really nice color combination. So it's been very hard not to be working on this one only.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so what's next?
Next is usually your shop.
I don't really have any news for the shop, except that I did sell out of everything that I did for Mystery Skeins. Thank you very, very much. I posted on Instagram that we picked a winner. It was Knitter's Magic, who is Gracie's mom, 62. That's Laura. And she won the bag, and I will be taking it to her when I go into Winchester this afternoon or early afternoon. I'm going to go to her shop and drop everything off for her. Some of her purchases plus her bag. So congratulations, and thank you, everyone.
Yes, thank you, guys.
If you're not on Instagram, the percentage that I gave to Talia was $500. And that blew me away.
Yes, thank you, guys.
You guys, I was just overwhelmed. It was, my husband was flabbergasted. It was just amazing that you guys helped us so much. So we are very, very appreciative for all that you did. And I wish I could have given you all thank you gifts, but I couldn't. So, I did what I could for that. But you have our gratitude and everything for that. It was just amazing. And we really appreciate all that you did, whether you are in the group or you heard of us from somewhere else. I know that Patty Wombat of Doom was talking about it. I know that Jamie mentioned it over on Cozy Up Knits. I know that Crystal over at Chronically Crocheting mentioned it, and maybe a couple other people that I'm unaware of mentioned it. And so we are very thankful for that.
Yes, thank you, guys.
Thank you for your help with that. Okay. And I do have yarn. My shop is a little sparse right now. It does have things in it, and I have about 11 things or 12 things to put in there. I just haven't had time to take the pictures. So keep your eyes open for that. I'm hoping it might be a little late to do Valentine's colors, but I might be doing some. Davina was thrilled because I was going through some ideas, and she was helping me go through ideas for names and things like that. So she was really excited about that. So there might be a smattering of Valentine's colorways.
Belated Valentine's.
Yeah, belated Valentine's. And then I might be going into spring and autism awareness type colors, because autism awareness starts in March, or is it April? January, February, April. Starts in April. January, February, March, April. And yes, Laura, I think it was Laura Concert who asked. She's the one who does it with us, right?
Yes.
Autism awareness. Yes, Laura Concert. Yes, you are still doing the autism awareness with us if you want to. Okay, so she is our long-standing co-host for the autism awareness, and if she wants to do it, then she's absolutely welcome to do it. She's been with us forever for that. So yes, Laura, as if you needed to ask.
Yeah, it's been several years.
Yeah, she's been with us forever. So she's wonderful.
I kind of feel like there's only like maybe 1 or 2 years where we didn't have her.
If that much. Maybe 1 year. Maybe the first year, because we didn't know her yet. But
well, and also the first year we didn't have any co-hosts.
Right, we just had Anastasia doing prizes. She was our first prize donators. Her and Knitting's My Bag.
Yeah.
So we were very blessed. Okay, and I do believe that George also had donated at the beginning.
Yeah, I know he donated very early on.
Very early on, and he
and George is 10 hours or less.
Yes, and he's amazing, and he
actually Cloudborne has some kits on for
with
him for
yes,
his penguin colorwork hat.
Yes, and I think also maybe, I'm not sure, maybe I misread it. I thought his Aztec.
It might be on there. I'm not sure. The only one I saw right away, maybe because it's one of the ones that always catches my eyes because I like it, is the one with the penguin. I think it's skating.
Yes. And George is fabulous, and he was one of our first people to design something specifically for our podcast. He did the Braid It Bright cowl
he did
for autism awareness.
Yeah.
And George is just fabulous, and he's just amazing. And if you don't know 10 hours or less, I sometimes post the link in the thread so you can take a look there, or just Google him. He's got all these wonderful patterns on Ravelry and on his own website. Okay, now,
and he does fairly often do sales.
Yes, he does. Okay, so what's up now?
So usually that leads us on to stash enhancements.
Do you have any FOs?
Oh yeah, I forgot about FOs. I do have an FO. I forgot. That's why I forgot about it.
There you go.
There, the first one is done.
It's very heavy because it's, well, not very heavy, but it's.
You can definitely feel that there's less cotton in this one than this one. This one has a mixture of acrylic in it.
Yeah. That's really neat. Very
So,
cool.
I think they're both going to curl. I think that might be the nature of this pattern.
Well, it's going to
because I did put a book on it.
It's going to be wet, and it's gonna, it'll do its thing.
So that's the first
I really
one.
like that.
That'll be headed to Brittany.
Every time I look at these, I think of like doing blocks for a blanket or something, like in a different kind of yarn. And the minute I see this as anything other than a dishcloth, I lose interest.
Well, is probably the first dishcloth I finished.
Yeah.
I've never been able to get myself to do dishcloths.
I forget who was talking about it. I don't know if it was Cozy Up Knits or if it was Chronically Crocheting. I forget who was talking. They were saying about a blanket, maybe it was Laura, I don't know. A blanket that has different size squares that I guess you kind of have to adjust. Like you have a big one and then maybe you have two small ones, or you have a big one and a long one, or whatever, kind of like a.
I think that would bother me.
It wouldn't.
It would be asymmetric.
No.
No, I know it'll be all proper shapes, but it wouldn't look neat.
No, it would look neat because it has to match.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. So you're still getting everything matching.
I mean, I know everything will be in there properly, but
it's like a quilt. It's like a crazy quilt. Only you don't have like triangles and things like that. And I was like, that would drive me insane, especially for crochet.
Poor, it is not completely.
It's the wrong shape.
It is completely the wrong shape. Because he had completely in there.
Yes. It would drive me crazy for crocheting, especially because my gauge is so off that I would never have it matching, and that would drive me insane. Knitting, I'm a little better, but crocheting, But anyway, that was really interesting. I thought that was kind of cool. So we have your FO. My FO is done. What's next?
Oh, you had no FO? Okay. Next is...
My shawl fell off. Why did my shawl fall off?
It does that sometimes. So next would be stash enhancement.
Okay, let me show you something that came in the mail for your prizes. This came from Christina, Mama C. She is so generous. She's so sweet, and I love her dearly. She sent 3 prizes. This is one. This is Patton's Croy sock. Okay, 2 of these. That's 1 prize. This is West Yorkshire Spinners.
It's really pretty colorway too.
I like this. This is signature 4-ply.
This is pheasant.
So this is pheasant. Isn't that beautiful?
That's part of their bird set, and their bird set is gorgeous.
Their bird sets are absolutely gorgeous.
I have. I don't have bluefinch.
And
I don't have a blue tit.
This one actually feels softer than the other one. The other one I couldn't work with.
I have bullfinch and I have owl.
I had
Yeah, it does seem a little bit softer.
what was it called? Wood tit, or what was it called?
You didn't have the blue tit.
Blue tit. I thought I did.
Maybe you did. It does seem a little bit softer.
Does seem a little softer because I had a hard time working with the other one. I think I could actually work with this one.
I'm not sure why it seems a little softer.
I don't know.
Maybe it's a different base because it's not the Aran weight.
75% wool, 25% nylon. Maybe it's the nylon that makes it a little easier to work with. Mm-hmm. So this is 35% blue-faced Leicester. It's a little bit of a different blend, I guess. Mm-hmm. But it's still non-superwash. And then the other prize is this really pretty neutral. Oh, this is Plymouth Encore, and I love Plymouth Encore. Mm-hmm. This looks like a neutral, but if you look closely, it's got little, like, not flecks, but kind of like shading of kind of a blue-gray. It's absolutely gorgeous. Do you see it?
Oh, yeah, I can see it.
It's really, really pretty. And this is 75% acrylic and 25% wool. So this is really nice. So these are all prizes. Do you want to do mine first? Or yours
okay, go
first?
ahead.
Yeah, because I'll have my birthday next week probably, yeah. So I'll just go ahead with mine right now. But she didn't only send this. She sent she was very sweet and sent a donation for our costs. Mm-hmm. And then she sent us this lovely card, which is so pretty. It's a turtle, sea turtle. Look, Laura. No, you can't have my card. Our card. Okay. 3 prizes you can use. Okay, and this is why I was so happy when I pulled out her bag. Okay, I'm not going to read the card, but you'll understand. She had to do this for me, she said, when I kept saying that I loved Kim's bag so much with the snap. Mm-hmm. So she turned around and she made me this beautiful...
She was so excited about the fabric that she almost didn't notice the snap, even though I read that part off to her.
This, and it has the snap. Mm-hmm. And it's nice because sometimes I have a project that doesn't fit in Kim's, and it has owls because, as Christina said, I don't have any owls. I don't have any owl bags. And for those of you who are new, okay, mm-hmm. I don't know how many owl bags I have. But what happened was it last year or the year before?
It was the year before.
We went to Shenandoah Valley Fiber Festival, and what's her name?
That is Tara.
Tara. Wonderful, wonderful lady. Mm-hmm. She had these bags.
I don't know what her shop name is.
I forget what her shop name is. I went there. I said, "Oh, Taya, I don't have any owl bags. Look at this bag."
And I was like, I thought she was kidding. I was like...
I had a brain just...
She completely forgot about all the owl bags
All the owl bags I have, including the one Christina made me. So I picked it up, and it's been a running joke.
That's right, she made you another owl bag.
This is my second owl bag. From Christina, I absolutely love it. Look at the little drawstring is a can you see that? A tape measure? And it's an absolutely gorgeous bag. I love it. It's kind of I would say it's a shawl hat mm-hmm. kind of bag, and I absolutely love it. And I think my next project has to go in here, which might be the shawl I'm going to start for until it grows out of it for chronically crocheting. Isn't that the best bag ever? I love it. It's so cute. Thank you so much, Christina. And it was perfect. It was time for my birthday. It was like a surprise birthday gift. I absolutely love it. And I know that she had made it before that. Mm-hmm. Look at the box bottom on it. I just love it. It's so. Look at the googly eyes on this owl. It's got googly eyes. It's my googly eye owl bag.
Googly eye owl snap bag.
Yes, I just love it. It's so great. Thank you so much. And the yellow inside, kind of a golden yellow. My owls, because I don't have any owl bags. Thank you so much, Christina, for this. It makes me very, very happy. Excuse me. Let me just open that up again. I'll put yarn in there a little bit later.
Okay, so I do have...
I do have one more.
Sorry.
Remember this one?
No, I didn't remember.
This came from... I have to make sure I have the right person. S.K. Hoyt, right?
Yeah.
Let me see the card. Very nice, sweet card. She was very sweet. And she sent us this. It's kind of a thank you, which she didn't have to do. She was so sweet. She sent us, she said, one is for each of you, and I'm kind of sure I know which one you're going to choose. She made these lovely bookmarks for us. Oh, see, this is the tassel I was talking about, this kind of tassel.
Thank you.
Isn't this gorgeous? Look
Very
at that
beautiful.
color.
And it's so lightweight. That's got to be like, that's fingering.
Yeah,
So it's almost lace. It feels so light.
I think it's a fingering.
I think it's a fingering. It's just that she used very small needles.
This one might have to go in my Bible. This is absolutely
that's so nice.
gorgeous. Either my Bible or my journal. Isn't that beautiful?
Because it's of the thickness, it's not going to bother the pages.
No, it's just beautiful.
Very lovely.
I would never make something like this for myself, so I'm so happy
Thank you
about
so
it. Thank you
much.
so much. It's absolutely gorgeous.
I guess it goes like this. You have the tassel hanging on top.
I would hang it from the bottom,
From the
maybe?
bottom?
I don't know. I guess it doesn't really... I think you usually have this facing down, don't you?
I feel like it would because it looks prettier that way.
Yeah, it does, because I think the pattern is that way.
Yeah.
This is absolutely gorgeous. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much.
I don't know if she wants her actual name on here, so thank you very, very much. You know who you are. I want to... S.K. Hoyt.
Yeah.
Thank you very, very, very much. It makes me happy.
Thank you so much.
You guys spoil us. Let's see here.
So while Mom's putting hers away, I'm going to go into some of my enhancement. This is birthday / a little bit of Christmas money, actually.
Oh, I forgot to tell you about the books you gave me.
Oh, yes.
Talia, you're not going to see most of my birthday stuff because I don't have it yet. We haven't celebrated my birthday, even though it was Thursday. We do it on the weekend. So, Talia had picked up, you heard us talking last week, I think, about the Quadrille series by Timothy Zahn.
I'm not sure if we talked about it on the podcast or not.
I thought we did, but maybe we didn't.
Mom has been reading Timothy Zahn with the Star Wars books, and I've been trying to get her to read this one series for a while. I'm rereading his book. I have all his books, almost all his books, if not all of his books. He has 40-some books. I really like him as an author, and I'm rereading him. This week I've read 3 of his books while knitting.
Right.
So.
Timothy Zahn.
And I actually do physically read his.
Right.
I don't like having an audiobook for him. I like to read the words on the page for him.
Timothy Zahn is to Talia what Patrick Carr is to me. He's a newer author. I have all 8 of his books. But I love Timothy Zahn as well, and I have several that Talia got me when she was still working full-time at the hospital.
The ones you have, I think, are the Star Wars ones that I got you.
I have, yeah, I think they're all Star Wars. I need to pick up...
I think that was the way I wanted to start you into it.
I want to pick up his Dragonback series because I've read that one, 2 or 3 of them in your paperback ones.
And I still have the paperbacks. I can't quite bring myself to get rid of my paperback ones because I actually, every time we go to a bookstore or a used bookstore or whatever, I would go and look for his books. And it was usually fairly... I would only find maybe 1 or 2 if I found any of his.
Yeah, it's hard to find the authors. Like, we like Terry Brooks and Timothy Zahn and, this kind of stuff. And we like certain kinds of authors. And it's hard because when you ask the people there, the people who own this particular bookshop at that time were excellent. It's since changed hands and we don't go there anymore. But it's got a really weird feel to it right now. But not
to mention we moved more to Kindle simply because of space.
Right, for space. But I'd asked him, why like these kind of books and stuff like that. And it's really hard to get people to give you a book. I'm not saying that they like, either bad language or whatever, but they're so used to it, they don't recognize it when they read it. So when they tell you something, they might not see what it is that you're, like, I don't want stuff. And I'm a PG-13 kind of person, okay? I don't need stuff and I don't need bad language. And so he had, told me about a couple of books, and 1 or 2 of them were really good, but 1 or 2 of them I had to say, no, I can't read these because of the language and stuff. Because when you see someone like a Timothy Zahn or a Patrick Carr or a Terry Brooks or something like that, then, I think people like that kind of thing, and it's hard to find them. Mm-hmm. It's hard to find them. Plus, they don't give them away. They don't get rid of them. Mm-hmm. So that's why it's so hard to find, I think, in the secondhand shops and things like that.
And I'm sure I must have looked in other places in secondhand, but I'm not completely sure.
Well, I know there's quite a few, like at Books A Million and stuff like, or there were. We haven't really looked at.
I haven't really looked for Zon Books at Books A Million in a while.
I guess it was Terry Brooks that came up with a new one over there.
Oh yeah, and Terry Brooks will come up in like grocery stores and stuff too.
He does?
I've seen his stuff, like sometimes he'll have one of his new books at Martin's.
Really?
It's been a while, but I've seen it.
Okay, I didn't realize that. Okay, well that's good to know.
But part of my Christmas/birthday money, this is a new place I found. I wanted to find some more just ring stitch markers because of all the color work that I'm doing with repeats. When I have a lot of repeats, I don't necessarily want them that dangle. I want that for end of round, but not for within the pattern. Just so I can easily tell where I'm at without confusing matters. But a lot of times with my ring ones, even if the little ball is glued in place, eventually it breaks loose, and then I have a little place where my yarn can slip in.
And sometimes I even catch it underneath the ball unless it's really well made.
So I found one that doesn't have any little ball or seam or anything. The shop is Laura Hand Knits, and
I have these in my wish list.
She's on Insta. Oh, I'm gonna follow her on Instagram.
Oh, she is?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I have to follow her on Instagram too. Then.
She'll sell you different shapes. That she has like little kitty shapes. She has hearts. She has.
They're all one piece.
They're all one piece, and different colors of metal. These are medium size. You can either get them in like those little, it looks like a macaroon, is what she calls them, macaroons. Yeah. Or you can get them just the stitch marks themselves, or you can choose getting in tin.
I love that because you get them in like that. You
and
can
it's
just leave
assorted tins.
Yeah.
You know, you don't know what tin you're going to get.
And you can get the tins if you have, like I have a bunch of stitch markers that I've already got. I want to pick up some tins so I can divide it through the tins.
This is her medium size.
And I think she said that goes to like a size
15
noodle or a noodle. 15 needle or maybe a 13 if I'm,
So, there's no seam on it. Whoopsie, it went into the bag.
Okay. You sure?
Yeah, I saw it fall.
Okay.
There it is.
Yeah.
So, I think I got 20. Because I wasn't, it was, and they're not terribly expensive or anything like that.
Because I have some.
I probably won't use this size as much, but I wanted to have it available.
I love these tins. They're absolutely gorgeous.
And then this is the size I'll probably use the most. This one, I've used it on a size 6. I can probably go up a little higher than that, maybe. Maybe just size 6 probably the highest.
Yeah, I don't think it'll go much higher than 6.
So
I think it'll be sticking on a 7.
But yeah.
And she seems to sell out of these because for the one I put on my wish list, it's the size I want, but I had to have an assortment of colors. Like gold, silver,
And also, she has different listings, so she'll have that shape or whatever for a certain color, or that shape for a certain amount. So you can do 10, 20, 50, 100, you can do, and it's a different listing.
Yeah, she's really she has a lot of good stuff in there. I was able to kind of glance over that. Glance over that when I was looking when you gave it to me because I wanted to maybe purchase some.
And I also hit a sale. So it was something about you sign up for her newsletter,
right? And
you get a coupon. So I signed up for her newsletter, got the coupon, and then used it on my first sale.
I hope that I can still do that when I do mine. I hope that that's still on offer. It might be something she does as a promotion.
Yeah. Mailing list. Yeah. So it's join our mailing list to get 15% off of your next order. So and with picking up, I picked up 25. So 25 of
each size.
Of each size because I wanted to just try them. I thought I would like them, but I wasn't sure because. Actually, I don't think it says on there what the sizes would go up to for the needles.
I was pretty sure it did.
I couldn't find it when I looked.
Maybe, I had to, where it says read more.
Yeah, maybe I didn't look in the right place, but I couldn't figure it out on there, so that's why I got two different ones, because I wasn't sure and I wanted to make sure I had the right size.
Because that's something I look for, because I don't use a lot of small needles.
So yeah, I will make sure to follow her on Instagram.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that too. Is she just like this on there?
Yeah, lower hand knits.
Okay, as one word.
Yes.
Okay.
And then the last of the birthday money. I wanted some Madtosh. And this will probably go together.
Pretty.
So this is Madtosh Sport. Sea glass.
That's pretty.
Brass. And then Wino Forever.
And if you can't see this, brass has speckles in it.
Yeah, it has like these browns. This is the one that I was drawn to first. I was like, okay, I want brass.
Can you see them?
But I was going through Jimmy Bean wool, and I had enough to pick up 2 skeins, and then would have shipping. And then I looked at it, I was like, well, if I get one more, use my other amount of money for my birthday, I could then get free shipping. So I did. So this is my third choice, but it's really beautiful.
It is pretty. It's a Kelly green.
Yeah. And these are similar to the colors that Mom picked me up for Miss Babs, but they're different shades.
It's got some nice little gradation in it.
So
I don't like real flat colors. This is an exception.
this isn't really flat though. There's a little
Is there?
bit of change in there.
Just a tad, yeah. A little bit right there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Madtosh doesn't tend to do flat. You can see it more here.
Right.
I think that's part of what makes their yarn so beautiful. Is I don't know, their yarn always has a certain feel to it. So this will be something beautiful. I just haven't found what it is yet, and I probably shouldn't look too hard yet until I finish something.
Right. Okay.
There we go.
Is that it?
That's it.
Okay. We talked about books already. Pretty much.
Yeah.
And as far as we know, we should be... Oh, Ty's... all right, you want to talk about your work stuff, right?
Yeah, probably a little bit.
Well, let's okay, we're going to go into things that aren't really strictly speaking related to crafting, knitting, crocheting, loom knitting, or anything like that, or yarn dyeing or anything like that. So we're going to tell everybody who doesn't want to hear the stuff that's going on in our lives, or quasi-medical or anything like that. You can, we understand. Just we'll see you hopefully next week. But before you do go, we want to thank the people who posted on the YouTube. Pat, Rena, Looney Hiker, Angela, Andy Bunn, Christina, Bettina, and Heather. Heather296. If I don't see your name on YouTube here, my notes is because I didn't see you before I got off the podcast. We also want to thank the people who commented on the threads in our PHN home group. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And now, if you want to take off because you have things to do and you're not really wanting to listen to the stuff that's not related to crafting, we understand that, and we hope to see you back here for the Fun in the Woman Cave next week, probably Saturday, right?
Probably, yeah.
Okay, so we'll see you later.
See you guys.
And now we will go into other stuff.
Excuse me. So I did have a meeting at work on Thursday. I'm supposed to be starting with adjusted hours on Monday. So we'll be working Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, with Fridays being movable based on whether or not I have doctor's appointments or whatever. About 6 hours at a time. But they're going to be really working with me.
We were very impressed with your new office manager.
Yeah, not office manager. She's a nurse manager.
Nurse manager, yeah. Excuse me, guys.
So, they're really going to be working with me. They don't want me pushing it too much. I'm definitely still reacting to something with my mast cell in the building, but I'm not completely sure now if it's the building itself, because it seems to be every doctor's office I go to, I have some sort of reaction. So I don't know if people's perfumes, I don't know what. I mean, it seems to be worse in our building, but...
You had a pretty bad reaction in that one pharmacy.
Well, yeah, I do know scents do affect me. Because I'll taste them first. But I put on a mask and I'm usually okay. But I pretty much, as soon as I walked into my work, my hands started shaking, and I started having some vision changes. So I put on the mask and that helped. And I started feeling weak. So there's something in the building that affects me. But like I said, the mask seems to help. They told me, we're going to take it on a day by day basis. If I need more time, give me more time. They asked me to push it a little bit this weekend to see if, how I handle things. I was like, well, it's going to be different between here and there because my home seems to be a safe zone for the most part. I'll have symptoms here, but it's not as bad as they are out and about.
Like the vertigo.
Well, although I've had worse vertigo. I've had bad vertigo here too.
Well, I was talking about today.
Yeah, and I did find out setting things up that I can send myself into vertigo. So I'll have to take things easy and take it as it goes. But they're being very nice and working with me. So,
yeah, they like Ty over there, so it's nice. They value her, and it was helpful that the interim the interim nurses manager was there with the new manager, and the new manager's has experience over at Warren and all that, and so she was concerned that Ty doesn't go back into a relapse or anything. So that's really good. It's nice to have someone who's actually in the medical field dealing with this, as opposed to someone who is more concerned with numbers and paper and stuff. There's nothing wrong with that, but it's a different.
Right, might not be quite the same focus.
There's not the same focus. So, and she was really mad at the letter Talia got.
Yeah. We think it was a form letter.
Yeah, they just you send off the form letter, you don't really realize necessarily how it's going to affect somebody, but she's going to see about maybe getting that changed a little bit.
Yeah. So, so it'll be starting up next week. For a couple weeks, it'll be on just 3 days a week, and then we'll evaluate if I can increase up to the 5 days. They're not necessarily interested in increasing me as fast as a neurosurgeon said I could.
I think that was just a guideline. I think I think it's excellent that they're willing to give you maybe an extra week or two for that. That's excellent.
Well, because we really didn't know what they would be willing to work with me on.
And that was difficult because you think the worst.
Yeah, so you
or you prepare for the worst.
You prepare for the worst, so you're trying to give them as much as you can, so that way you still are employed. So it was nice to have that worry relieved a bit. But yeah, that's it for me.
Okay, I guess that's probably it for me as well. As I said, we want to thank you again for your generosity and your prayers and your support. I know that, of course, the money was very helpful. I know your prayers were very, very helpful, instrumental in the good outcome of the surgery, the good outcome of her going back to work, her recovery. All those prayers, past, present, and future, I know have been very, very instrumental in Talia's being able to recuperate the way she has, and things looking as bright as they are.
Right.
So we are very grateful for our PHN family viewers, whether you're on the PHN home or you just YouTube people, and I mean just as a differentiation.
As in you are at YouTube and not in PHN.
Right. So, whoever you are and all that you've done, whatever it is, we are very appreciative because we know that it has borne fruit. So thank you very much for that.
Thank you so much.
And we will hope to see you here for the Fun in the Woman Cave next Saturday. Next Saturday is your appointment.
Right, we might have to aim for Thursday.
It might be a Thursday.
Tuesday.
Well, no, it won't be a Tuesday.
It would be like Tuesday next week.
It might be a Thursday or it might be a Sunday, which is kind of a rough day to do. But it'll be a little out of cycle next time because Talia has her PT appointment, her physical therapy, Saturday late morning, and then we're going to stop to have my actual birthday meal out.
Yeah.
And then come home. So we might not have time to do it on a Saturday. So we'll try to get it out maybe Thursday since she's not working.
Yeah, that particular day.
All right, so we want to say thank you again for stopping by and joining us for the Fun in the Woman Cave. We want to wish you a very, very blessed week full of knitting, crocheting, crafting, or whatever it is that makes you happy. And we hope to see you back here next week for the Fun in the Woman Cave. This is the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast, episode 387, and that's a wrap.
Bye.